Hey YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and we are going to be answering your questions on private label. As part of this continuing journey with private label, I'm going to put the link below where it shows the whole series. So if you've missed the other videos in this series, you can just click on that and they'll all be listed there for you. That's the great thing about playlists, is it keeps it all in one spot for you. And you can just go ahead and look at those videos. I've been receiving a lot of questions since I've been putting out those videos, which I really appreciate, because your questions, reflect everyone's questions. Questions have been based around the supplier. So I'm going to show you my current letter that I use as my template for all the Alibaba suppliers. Okay, so this is the Alibaba site, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you the letter that I actually sent to someone else. Here's an example of a letter that I have sent recently to a distributor in China. And it says, "Hi, my name is Tracy Smith and I am the purchasing agent for Entrepreneur Girl, LLC. Now, I put that I am the purchasing agent instead of the owner because I feel it gives me more negotiation with whoever I'm working with. So if I say, well, my boss won't let me use anything but PayPal for new companies that we haven't had experience with, it goes over well than if I say I'm the owner and they know that I want to order these samples from them. They could just dig in their heels a little bit more. It just seems to work better. We are in the process of adding blank items to our product line. Now, this is where you could say, we're adding home and garden products, we're adding tech products, we're adding sports products, whatever, to our product line, and your blank products seem to be what we are looking for. And that's where you're going to put specific, either a model number or the name. Plastic plant holders, model number M167, seem to be what we are looking for. I have a few questions, and then you number the questions. Number 1, we are looking for a sample order to send out to our distribution plants for quality inspection. Do you offer a sample order of 50 units for each product? Okay, so that's what I want to know. Can I order 50 units? Because that's important for me to know that. Can we brand with our logo? Again, that's a deal breaker for me. I want to brand with my logo, so I need to know if I can get the MOQ, the minimum order that I want. I want to know if I can brand with my logo, and then I want to know if they'll accept PayPal, because I've never worked with this company before, and I'm just too nervous to do it any other way, at least at the beginning, at least initially. So these are kind of deal breaker questions for me, and that's why I put them in the first email. See how they're communicating with me, see what the answers are to these, and then we can progress from here. And I can ask a lot more detailed questions later. But I tried to limit it to a few questions, and I tried to limit it to the questions that I really need to know so that I can crunch numbers and figure out if I want to proceed with this product. How long from manufacturing once the order is placed? Because time is of the essence. So if I place an order today, I've had people tell me that it takes 5 days to complete the order. I've had people that tell me it takes over a month. So that's a big difference, and that's part of the consideration for you when, maybe you're getting your first product and you only have enough money for one product. You want to start selling it as soon as possible. We're going into Q4 where it's really important that your products are in there like already, right? So you don't want to wait a month just to get it, and then you have to do all the stuff you need to do to get it actually live. Can you please price the following, including the custom logo? Because that saves you a question in the future, because if you get it per unit and then you have to go back and get it with the logo included. Also, price separately FedEx air shipping to the United States, and then put your zip code here. You notice I said separately, and that's because if they include it in the price and I use my own account, then I have to go back and ask them to price it separately. And I call me not trusting, but I want to know their unit price all by itself. And that way, if I know their unit price, they don't add any fluff to the shipping price, or maybe they've added fluff to the shipping price. I have my own account, and so now I'm able to take that out, and they're kind of stuck with their unit price. So I like for these to be separate because I know in my head that in the future, I'm probably going to ship these using my own account. Okay, and then I put number one and I put number two because this company had two products actually that I was interested in. And so I listed the name of the product and any questions that I had about that product. On this one, I wanted to know the dimensions that were available. And I also was adding something to it that they didn't have on it. Then on this product, I put the product name, and then I put the exact sizes that I was interested in with my logo. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Here's another list of questions that I have. Again, it's not all inclusive, but it will get you started. So these are examples of questions that you can ask. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the Amazon 360 Facebook group. So if you want to download it or look at it later, you can. But basically, it's just ideas. It's not all inclusives of some of the types of questions that you would ask. And I wouldn't ask them all at once. I would ask the most important ones first and just kind of review this as you're corresponding. But the first would be order information. What is the minimum order quantity? Can you start with a small test order of 50 units, in order to establish a relationship with them? What is their monthly fulfillment capacity? How many can they make for you if you requested it later on? How much time to manufacture from the date of placing the order? And then you go into pricing, the cost per unit. This is pretty important. So, if you order under 100, they might charge you $5 a unit. And when you crunch the numbers, you really can't make that work or work as well as you want to. So if you get into some of these higher quantities, then the numbers start to drop off in order, for the purchasing price per unit. And you might be able to have a lot more wiggle room in your products. So sometimes just knowing this and looking at it and thinking, oh yeah, I could, increase my order by 10 units in order to get this discount on all of them. It's really important to know that. Product, can you private label the product with your own brand? Do they have additional pictures than what was on, the one or two pictures that's on the website? What are the packaging options? Some of them have boxes, some of them have poly bag. Can they send you pictures of all of them? If you want the packaging to be different than what they show, ask them to send you the design templates for the artwork. Like one time I got a box and it was blue and just really cheesy. It looked really cheap. I didn't like it at all. So I asked for the design template. I made the box, a different color. I put my logo on it. I changed things around. And that's what I'm talking about there. Some of the poly bags that you get from China are super thin and like crinkly, and I didn't like them at all. So you could, alter the poly bag with different thicknesses if you wanted to. Again, with the label design, you have templates or maybe examples of products or labels that they have done for other companies in the past that would kind of help you get ideas for your own. Do they have designers on staff? A lot of these larger companies have people that will handle all of this for you. You just tell them what you want and they'll do it for you. Depending on what the product is, there might be spec sheets, talking about the dimensions, talking about the materials, talking about heat tolerances, any type of marketing materials that they might have already produced, like describing the product or how to use the product or any extras like that are very helpful. And do they sell this product under their own brand already? And then you go down, as you saw in my video, I learned that they could be selling this product on Amazon. So now I know to ask that question. Have they worked with any other companies that already sell on Amazon? Have they shipped directly to the Amazon warehouses before? So do they have experience with this? Do they know how to do it? Shipping, getting you a separate quote for shipping to the USA, enter your zip code here, and then get it for both sea and door-to-door air, and kind of look at the difference there, because some products aren't really, you know, something bigger or heavier. You really might not be able to choose that product if you're bent on getting it air shipped. If it's a lot of price difference, it may make it worth it to try to do that learning curve, you know, get a customs agent and handle this sea cargo thing. How many units per carton and carton per master carton? What are the dimensions and the weight for master cartons? A lot of this information is stuff that you're going to need to know later, but it's handy just to go ahead and have it all in one place. So I went ahead and put it there for you. Legal. Any type of certifications that are related to the product, you know, like the heat testing or material testing or FDA, any claims that they've made, you want to see if they have any certifications to back that up, that they can send it to you in PDF format or something so that you have it if you choose to go with that product. And then you want their full company name, address, phone, email, registration numbers. I should have put in here contact days and times that they are open. Payment, do you accept PayPal? And what are your payment terms? This is just an example, but some of them might be 50% down, 50% on completion. You have them send pictures, you know, throughout the whole process, but the payment terms are different for different companies. So this would be a good start for you. And again, I'll place it on the Amazon 360 site. To tell you about suppliers, you want to present professional and like a big company right from the beginning. I like to be very transparent, obviously. So I had trouble with that at first. You know, I wanted to just be Tracy, wanting some products, and it really doesn't work that way. You need to use terminology like we, us, our. You want to have distribution companies. Until next video, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.